As seen in many of Shakespeare's plays and his sonnets, Shakespeare deals with a lot of the theme of like infidelity and just like this unreciprocated love that he just gives but he doesn't feel. It seems, and it comes up in many plays. It comes up in like, for example, Much Ado About Nothing, Romeo and Juliet, and Othello, for example, trickles down to basically these main characters feeling, or Romeo and Juliet is a little bit different, but in Othello and Much Ado About Nothing, these main characters feel insecure about their relationships, and they feel like their wives or the ones that they love don't love them back or aren't faithful to them. And consequences roll out, and these tragedies turn out to be very sad. Sadly for Shakespeare, he has a lot of experience with this theme. Quite frankly, his life and his love life was very turbulent. In 1582, he married Anne Hathaway. It was kind of like a shotgun wedding. Apparently, she was already pregnant before they got married, and she was 9 years older than Shakespeare. So she was 27 and he was 18. It's pretty safe to assume that there was some troubles and unfortunate events that transpired between him and his wife, sadly. Even aside from Shakespeare, his daughter Judith, who was the twin of Hamnet, who died at a young age, was believed to have been cheated on by her husband named Tom. Also, Shakespeare was pretty much a superstar after he became famous from his plays, beloved by the Queen and King or King James and Queen Elizabeth, and he was pretty much superstar. So Shakespeare's role as a romance writer is kind of understandable because of all the events and how crazy his life must have been compared to the average person living in the Renaissance era. Even though these sonnets are ancient, what keeps them relevant today is that the fact that love is relevant today. Because, you know, when you love someone and they don't love you back, it's really sad. It's really sad. You get a little teary tear. It's frowny face. It's really bad.
Let's just say you're in the relationship of your dreams, but your special someone doesn't actually really like you back. Uh-oh, you just want to keep this relationship forever and hold it and keep it safe in a box, but you can't because the truth will always bite you in the butt. So you're afraid of this truth. You're afraid that this truth will take away this awesome relationship that you have. And that's Sonnet 48. Which I will explain to you in greater detail in just a few moments. Quatrain number 1 states that each trifle under truest bars to thrust, that to my use it might unused stay. Now Shakespeare puts together use and used to underscore the fact that he wants to use the fair youth to the best of his ability, in that he wants to embrace their relationship as best as he can. But he also wants the youth to appear unused, meaning that he wants the youth to be innocent and pure and beautiful and young. Basically, he just wants the fair youth to stay fair and youthful. Quatrain 2, Shakespeare says, at most worthy comfort, now my greatest grief. Shakespeare juxtaposes comfort and grief to show the transition between being comfortable and happy with a relationship to being worrisome and preoccupied with his sadness that the fair youth is going to grow old and not be beautiful, as well as his sadness that the fair youth is going to leave him. Wow. Quatrain 3 is where Shakespeare gets really, really desperate. He wants to lock up this relationship in a chest, but he can't. Especially not this relationship, because Shakespeare states, save where thou art not, though I feel thou art. Shakespeare juxtaposes these two opposing ideas to indicate that the fair youth knows that this relationship is not going to work. He does not want it to work, but Shakespeare is still holding on to that relationship, that happy image in his brain, showing his desperation and his fear that the fair youth is going to leave him. Which brings me to the last couplet of the sonnet, where Shakespeare confirms his insecurities by saying that even though he wants to lock up all this stuff, the relationship will still be stolen by the truth, which she states, "For truth proves thievish, for a prize so dear." The truth is thievish because the truth is the fact that the fair youth is no longer interested, and the fear is that Shakespeare fears that the fair youth is going to leave him if Shakespeare is accustomed to the truth that this relationship is not going to work. And that's Sonnet 48 in a nutshell. I hope your love life is not like Shakespeare's, but if it is, write a poem, you might be famous. Alright, bye-bye.